What up, G-Life? It's your boy, MC Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. I highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that, you know? Don't forget to check out my second channel, Wana Society M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Now, I was talking to a homie from Shelltown. Shout out to the homies right there holding it down in Shelltown. Out of the Gamas. Right, we were chopping it up, and he was telling me, like, man, nowadays there's so many wannabes and, you know, yada yada, right, who claim to be gangster. And I told him, well, if you think about it, even back then, I told him, I don't know if this occurred over there in San Diego or not, but at least down here, you had a lot of people who used to pretend or claim to be, you know, from barrio, you know, claim to be from the streets, but really wasn't street, you know what I mean? They look like it, you know, bald, Lokes, Dickies, or Ben Davis, Cortezes, and all that, but they didn't bang. They were not gang members. They weren't from the streets, right? They just like the dress code. They like how these fools dressed, right? And you had a lot of people like that. You had a lot of people who dig the style, you know what I mean? See, a lot of thing is that when you're coming up here, right, in California, and you're raza, right, and you could hear, you know, the whispers and stuff like that when you're growing up, right? So you already know that your people are not wanted here in California, right? There's a lot of discriminating against your raza, you know. So you grow up with that mentality, right? So people grow up already knowing that people don't want them in this country, right? Or don't see them a part of this country, right? So they gravitate more to, well, I was born here, so like I want to be proud to be Mexican, proud to be raza, proud to be brown pride, but like, you know, like don't really have no guidance, right? Their parents don't put them up on game on their cultura. So all they could do is just what they could hear or just soak up as along they go, right? So they start thinking that this is a way to be proud, to be raza, proud to be Chicano, proud to be Mexican or whatever, that you have to live life like this, right? But really are not a part of that. Really, they don't want, you know, no street activities. They're not about that life either, right? They don't want to get hurt or nothing or be hurting people, right? So they want to be in the middle, but the thing is, in the streets, there is no middle. You get what I'm saying? Either you're fully in or you're not, right? Because, you know, back in the days, I remember coming across a lot of individuals who used to claim, you know, well, I don't bang, but I put it down for the South Side, you know. I always thought that was strange, you know. Like, well, if you're down for the South, how come you don't get into a neighborhood then? Because the way I seen it is like, you want to just say that and want to be looked as gangster, but you really don't want to be gangster, because that's the reason they don't join the gang, because they don't want no beef or no nothing like that. That way, if they get hit up by anybody, it could just be like neutral. It could just be cool. You know what I mean? Because that's the reason you don't want to join a gang, right? Because it's like, that gangbanging shit is stupid and dumb. But then you want to claim to be a gangster, though, which never makes sense, right? You get what I'm saying? You're like, oh, I'm gangster, but don't want to partake in the gangster games. You know what I mean? Because I understand that getting your money is gangster, or being a father's gangster, and this and that is gangster. But in all reality, that's not gangster. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's being a man. You know what I mean? That's being responsible. It's being educated and being... That's above gangster, in my opinion, right? You're a responsible man, right? Don't confuse... Oh, no, you know what's really gangster? Taking care of your kids, that's really gangster. No, that's not. That's being a real man. That's being responsible. Don't pollute now what a man means by attaching something negative to that. You know what I mean? Because that's not gangster. You know what I mean? How you gonna compare, you know, a man to a criminal? You know what I mean? And think that that's a righteous thing to do. No. You get what I mean? You know what I'm saying? People just say that because, you know, they want to try to justify their points of views, right? What's gangsters is putting in work for your neighborhood, smashing on the enemy guys and all of that. That's gangster. This is not gangster, bro, because you don't get no hood strikes for this. You get no nothing like that from the streets like this. And that's the true reality of things, bro. You know what I mean? I hate when people always say that. No, you know what's really gangster? Going to work. Like, what the fuck? That's being responsible in a good Samaritan, a good you know, um, a good human being. Is not fucking. That's not gangster, fool. The hell, gangster's being in your hood and putting in work. That's gangster. And I'm spitting out facts. Comparing the two is ridiculous. I get it because people want to justify that these actions are what's really life is about, but that's the thing. You're trying to grab real life and trying to now attach the gangster thing to it, and that's not how the world works, bro. You get what I'm saying? Um, so you've seen that a lot, right? You've seen people who look like they were gang members but really weren't gang members. They were not ranking it. They legitimately didn't have no hood ties to them, right? They just like the cultura. They like the Lolos, the Odis, the Ben Davis, the Cortezes. They wanted all of that. See, the thing is that people want that, right? They want all of that, with people thinking you're gangster and portraying to be gangster, right? And the cultura, the music, the clothing, the lolos, and all that, but without the gang banging attached to it. If they could, they would remove the gang banging attached to the overall cultura. See, they want to have their cake and eat it too, bro. And that's not how the world works, bro. I get it. You like the cultura because you like the estilo and everything like that. Nah, but that's nothing to be playing with. And sad to say that that's not a part of real day life, bro. Because this is real shit, bro. You get hurt, and nobody's faking it on this side, right? So that's why individuals that are actually gang members get offended and get mad. When fools pretend to be, gang members when they're not, bro. Because individuals over here are really dying and have died. Not for you to come and try to make a mockery of things. You know what I mean? People get influenced by movies and stuff like that. So you had a lot of people who just wanted to pretend to be gang members, but without actually being a part of the gangster stuff, right? And some actually would actually end up getting into these neighborhoods, right? Some are really good at playing the role, right? So they end up, getting into hoods. And that's how you get a lot of fools getting punked or, ranking it and stuff like that, right? Because they just, played the image, right? Because you have to keep it in mind, around in the group that you're around, right? You guys get into this neighborhood roughly at a young age, right? So at a young age, you're not really able to see if somebody's real or not, right? Because you still have you still have an immature mindset, right? So you're not able to see that not all your homies are with it, right? But you can't see that because they're your boys, right? This is a homie, it's my homie right here. So maybe some of the stuff that it's kind of like should have been a red flag of that this was not really about the business. Homies tend to let that slide, right? Because of their age, right? You know what I mean? They get called out by older homies or end up getting punked, because people could see that, like man, this was not really about it, you know what I mean? And so he tends to kind of, they're kind of a little bit more harder on him, right? Um, I see that occurred, you know what I mean? Um, you know what I mean? Because you do see that kind of shit, right? And that's why homies, say weak. Look, like people say, like, oh nah, well these fools want you always in the hood, or the homies always getting at you or coming at you. Look, they're coming at you because you don't put in work. If you were to put in work and actually do your thing, then nobody would be able to press you, or you wouldn't be getting grilled, right? But if you never put in no work, then of course you're gonna feel the heat. Of course, homies are gonna be like, "Hey, where's this fool at? What the wood? Like, man, this fool never puts in no work. Like, he just wants to claim the fame, but doesn't want to, actually earn it. You know what I mean? And like every dog has their day. Everybody has to earn their respect. It's like homies want to just claim the respect, and that's not how it works. Um, that's why, like, how there's people that say out there that, like, man, people get to pick and choose. Like, people choose, like, oh, like, this homie stepped away. How come he's not getting pressed? And other homies step away and they get pressed. Like, well, yeah, because that fool put in work. Once you put in work and you done your thing, homies can't tell you a damn thing. What are they going to tell you? That you never put in work, that you're not down? That what are they going to tell you? Nothing. They can't tell you shit, bro. Because you actually did your thing. Who's going to be able to question that? But when a homie never does nothing and everything like that, it don't matter how old he is. Like, bro, that fool never even did shit, homie. That's why he doesn't get that respect. That's why, he doesn't get those rights, right? Like, hey, where homie at, man? That homie never around, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's why some homies are respected, some homies are kind of seen as, you know, that's real facts, bro. Um, Like I said, there could be a homie who's hardly in the hood ever, right? But when he is there, homie puts in all kinds of work. So homies never question where he's at, man. They already know homie with the business. Compared to other homie, man, you there every day, homie, but you don't do shit, bro. So it's like, you get what I mean? And that's why, people, you hear a lot of people complain, or you hear these people that have left the light behind, right? They come on here and they be saying this, and that. But yeah, because they were one of those, bro. They wanted the whole gangster image and the respect and all of that, but without actually doing anything, right? So then homies get at them some kind of way, and then they feel some type of way. Those are the facts, bro. Homie was like, yeah, man. Homie was like, yeah, no, we had that same shit. Like, you guys down there, yep, the same shit was happening up here, bro. He's like, I agree with you 100, bro. I seen it and everything. That's why when I talk to homies from different areas, and it always blows my mind how similar shit was happening in those areas, like how in my area, you know what I mean? It's a trip like that, Homies be even like, damn, man, what a trip, man. That shit was happening up here too, bro. And I think movies and all of that played a role with that too, like Blood In, Blood Out and stuff like that. People wanted to be these cholos, but without actually being cholos, But homies that are really out there in the streets, putting in work, dying, getting shot at, jumped, stabbed. Oh man, they're gonna take that shit seriously, bro. And they're not gonna like when somebody's trying to pretend or try to portray the image. Bro, this shit's not a game, bro. Like, shit, we out here really actually like risking our lives and stuff like that. It's better to stay in school. You get nothing out of the streets. I know what I'm telling you. But I'm saying this is the mentality in which they think, right? You know what I mean? So you have a lot of these people that just pretended to be gangsters, right? And then they come on here and they tell their tales, right? That's all they are, tales, though. Because it is not to be played with, bro, or to be glorified, or to be, you know what I mean? Because being raza, if you're proud to be Mexican and Chicano and all that, that has nothing to do with gang banging and Cortezes and everything. If you're proud of your raza, you're proud of your cultura, you're proud to be brown and everything like that, educate yourself, bro. Educate yourself about your cultura, your land, where your people come from, your history. You want to represent the raza in a good way? Educate yourself, stay in school, be successful, open a business. That's how you'll represent our people good. That's how you'll really show your passion for the raza. That's how you'll really be seen as brown pride. Because there's nothing raza about coming on the internet and telling, war stories and about who you stabbed and who you didn't and everything. That's not brown pride. That's not doing nothing for the raza, dog. Educate yourself, open your own business. That's when you're doing something for the raza and representing the raza in the right way. And those are the facts. Shut up, yeah.